So welcome to the last heat of the 22nd race, last day of the finals here in Nynäshamn. Wonderful conditions, about 3 meters per second. We have 117, yellow boat in leading position. We have number 90, we have number 51, we have number 514, and a great number of other sailors in competitive positions in the ranking for the gold heat. This is black flag start, so people have to be very careful not to be over the line because they will be disqualified. And there is one boat that was already had crossed the line. That was 190 Kent Bengtsson.
4, 3, 2, 1.
So now they're finally off after the third effort to start the race. And number 90 at the left side has a good speed and free clean air, and so does 211 Black Sails, Gunnar Gustafsson, followed by 206 Johan Lindholm, number 1 Magnus Bod, number 200 Jonas Nyqvist, 93 Rolf Andersson is now crossing the group behind the first 4 sailors.
I'm turning.
And 2-1 lost some speed there, trying to attack. It is a difficult situation with the wind. Suddenly 93 picks up speed. So there is a shift here. 514 again has been a winning sailor in this wind shift. 514 probably in the lead already, having taken a slightly outer course. Some boats out here, we'll see how soon they will get to the windward mark. If they still, we actually have 2 Lindholm brothers out there in red boats, together with Tim Schualo, going to the inside, but it is too late. Other boats have come from the inside much quicker, and that's 514 now, followed by number 90, who doesn't get good speed there. He has difficulty. He forces Magnus Bod to tack number 1, and it doesn't really move there. I don't know what's happening. And so does Rolf Andersson. He's also caught in some sort of difficulty there, close to the windward mark, and don't get any speed. So suddenly they are just standing there. The wind has died out momentarily, whereas number 90 is moving down, and so is number 514 in the lead. It's a very complicated situation for the people around the windward mark. Very difficult to forecast how things will move. The question is if the race will be possible to implement given the shift in the wind strength. It's all a matter of time how long the race takes to finish. If over a certain number of minutes the race will be cancelled. But so far number 514 is moving ahead, not quickly but confidently, followed by Odd Arnulf Stray in the second position, Magnus Bod in the third, Rolf Andersson in the fourth, Thomas Envall fifth, Christer Sörvik, Jonas Nyqvist Sweden, 211 Gunnar Gustafsson Sweden, 117 Tim Schualo Sweden, number 206 Johan Lindholm Sweden, number 269 Anders Lindholm, Sweden, and 260 Bob Lindholm. So the Lindholms all go together, 3 boats in one group. That's very practical. And number 23, Lindsay from New Zealand, fought through 3 last minute in the end from Sweden. So let's see what's happening now with Tim Shuvalov and Gunnar Gustafsson, who don't really agree on the direction for the moment. And in the meantime, Andrew Gibbs is going to tack to the inside, which is interesting. There's not much pressure on either side as it looks right now. So he has managed to tack, but he's very close. Oh, he touches the mark.
Contact with the mark. 514.
So he has to make a penalty turn, which was unhappy for him in the leading position, and he really doesn't get any possibility to do it yet. Maybe he will regain control of the boat soon, but he is not in a good position. 90 is getting closer, and we will see what will happen now for him, whether he will regain control of the boat or whether he has weed. Something has happened with his boat, seemingly, which has made it difficult for him to avoid the mark. So he has to do a penalty now without disturbing the other boats, which is going to be difficult. We have 117 having tacked to the inside with a similar speed. There are 3 boats to the outside who have a much better development. But it seems that Tim Shuvalov has managed to get at least some control over his boat. 514 is slowly now recovering his position, trying to tack and do his penalty turn finally. So he has done his penalty turn, and in the meantime Odd Stray is coming with now again relatively good speed towards the center, but he also has now problems to move. Strangely, there are wind shifts here clearly going on. 514 goes to the outer side with a good speed. Rolf Andersson also problem with wind shift and has to tack. And number 1, Magnus Bod, who seems to be the 3rd boat. They all go now. Now that wind picks up, but from which direction is the question. Tim Shuvalov now gets a good speed, a good height, direction of the windward mark, which is going to help him a lot to move ahead towards the windward mark. He has benefited greatly from his choice of direction going to the inside, although it looked very difficult from the beginning. So let's see how he manages to maintain his speed. He is already ahead of 91 and possibly also 93, although that is more questionable for the moment. 269 is coming behind 117, but not in the same, with the same speed or the same direction actually. Tim has managed to keep up the sheeting in, so he could get so now it's going to be very tight as Tim is passing slightly behind Rolf Andersson, and hoping to come in with a great speed to the windward mark. And 269 actually made it to become, is a very, very skillful operation by Anders Lindholm there, managed to get ahead of Tim Shuvalov, and so maybe Tim took a little bit too much of security there, not to have to tack one more time. So in the end, a set of familiar numbers we have here. Now number 93, Rolf Andersson, followed by Tim Shuvalov, Ströy, number 90, Magnus Bud, number one from Sweden, and 269 on the outer track, Anders Lindholm. And the others are coming way behind. They have had great difficulties to get the necessary speed, and there has been a big difference between them and the leading boats in terms of being able to catch the wind, so to say, in the last leg of the course. So now they are moving up down to the final approach to the finishing line. Three boats. Three boats sharing the lead more or less right now, although it's possible that Tim Shuvalov, who might be trying for the outer side together with Rolf Andersson, is going to benefit from that, trying to get some more wind outside. So you have Tim Shuvalov going to the outer side, Ströy going to the inner side together with Rolf Andersson. Odd now slightly ahead of Andersson. Odd is tacking. Magnus Bud has had problems with speed. So has Anders Lindholm. They have not been able to. Also, always a question of weed. Now suddenly Tim is stopped in his track, and number 90 and 93 are moving much better than him. Surprising. So clearly the wind is very unpredictable right now. And so the wind shift has cost Tim quite a lot. But he is clearly in the third position. He may now get actually a better position again, since he has speed and the two boats outside do not. And it's very interesting to see. It's incredibly tense competition. Tim has regained the initiative, and we never know now, because of course Odd is just behind, and he might get more wind than Tim. We don't know. It all matter how far will Tim go, and what will happen with Magnus Bud, for instance, who comes on the inside here now with a good speed. So it's a very, very delicate situation. And now Tim makes a final approach to the finishing line, hoping to get there first, of course. But Magnus Bud has made a spectacular improvement of his position in the last leg, half leg, and might even get there first if he gets some stability with his boat. And but it's difficult. It's clearly difficult. He's trying to make sure that he is ahead of. So Magnus Bud in the end took it. 20 Ströy, 90 Ströy, 117 Shuvalov, 93 Andersson, and then we have 269 getting close, and then there is quite a distance to the following boats, led for the moment by Christer Sørvik and Thomas Envall. This was a very interesting heat, very shifty, very unpredictable. Magnus Bud looked as for a while as if he did not have any chance to get through, but then he suddenly got much better traction from from the inner side. And as now we see Thomas Envald the same. He now clearly has a chance to go ahead of Christer Sørvik towards the finishing line. We're getting a good gust. So 43, number 5, now comes Gunnar Gustafsson, number 211, Jonas Nyqvist, number 200, Johan Lindholm, number 206. We have 2 boats, 260, Bobo Lindholm, and 423, Lars Smith. And in the distance over there, Andrew Gibbs, 514. And you can see how difficult it has been to forecast. 514 initially had a very good position. Now he's lost a lot of ground. And then we have Lindsay, who has obviously had some problems during the way from New Zealand. So that's the end of this first golden race for the day. Thank you.